Hi viewers, good to meet you once again. It's Luis Das from English EC Luis channel. How are you all? Hope you are all doing very well by the grace of God. Wherever you are, whatever you do, do not worry. His guidance is always there to help us, and He protects each and every one of us under His powerful wings. So be happy and enjoy the life that you are living from wherever you are. So, with these blessings, I wish to take you to today's video. This is going to be the continuation of my previous video. As I had already mentioned there, in our journey these days we are concentrating on the improvement of communication skills. Now, for us to become effective communicators, we need to learn certain skills. So, if we make use of these suggested skills in our communication will certainly be effective and competent. And what do we do in our communication? We exchange ideas, we dialogue, we talk, we share. And what do we do there? We speak English. In other words, we make use of all the grammar items. We make use of all the skills that we have learned so far in our journey. And we are making use of all these vocabularies, grammar items, whatnot. Everything comes into consideration, and when we use all these things effectively, correctly, appropriately, we become effective communicators. Therefore, it's my wish and my thought that it is good that we learn or we become aware of certain basic skills that we must possess. Ultimately, whatever we are going to communicate, the communication has to be understood clearly by the listener. But before we share our ideas, we communicate with others, and we must be acquiring, we must be acknowledging all these skills for ourselves, in ourselves. And in the short that I uploaded previously, I mentioned that these top skills for communication will be dealt in a detailed manner in a later video, and this is going to be the video for that. So continue to watch my channel, subscribe the channel, click the bell icon, increase the subscribers. Watch the videos completely, my dears. That's my humble request to each and every one of you. Let me take this opportunity once again to thank each and every one of you who have been a continuous support and guidance to go ahead with my work through this small little service that I am doing. So, watch the videos completely, and if you have any doubts, go to the previous videos, thinking the link that is given there, because there are more than 200 videos. So, you can get the help you want in any one of the videos if you are trying to achieve something, or if you have any doubt and clarification, you can go back to the videos and then clear all your doubts. So, let us go into today's topic and see what can be done in order to become effective communicators, and what are the skills that we are supposed to possess, we are supposed to acquire. And what did I say in the previous video? Listening, straightforward talking, non-verbal communication, stress management, and of course, controlling our emotions. See, all these things need to be taken into consideration because they all have something to offer in our dialogue, in our communication. So, before we understand ourselves that we are effective communicators, we are supposed to be active and attentive listeners. Active and attentive listeners. So, unless we listen someone else talk or someone else's speech or someone else's delivery of something, how can we expect others to listen to us when we want to deliver something? So that is the kind of a positive thinking that we should have when we communicate or improve our communication skills. So listening is the first and foremost skill that we must develop. See, successful listening, that's what I have made the point very clear. Successive listening is not about understanding of spoken or written information. No. See, successful listening is not about knowing or understanding written or spoken communication, spoken information. No, it is more than that, my dears. It is more than that. So what is that? See, we have to understand the feelings of the speaker, and when we speak, see how the speaker feels during the communication. Of course, it is understood. It refers to both the speaker as well as the listener. But who has to enter into listening when a communication is done? It's actually the listener. But when we want others to listen to us, so we must have the ability to listen to others first of all, and then we should have developed this quality once or before we enter into this service. Because we expect others to listen to us, and it is not about understanding spoken or written information, but it is more than that. See? So active listening and careful listening can also take us to an environment in which everyone feels safe. See? In which everyone feels safe. By our talking, by our communication, we can make other people to feel safe. Okay, when we listen to this particular person, I am going to gain something. That kind of an understanding, that kind of an attitude, every one sitting in front of you as audience should think in his or her mind, my dears. And this listening, what I mean, the active listening. See, you understand? If you are able to grasp the feelings of others, you could have noticed on several occasions when certain persons talk, when certain persons, dignitaries deliver something, the audience are actively listening, actively looking at the person, listening very, very carefully, listening very, very attentively. What does it mean? So you have grasped the minds and the hearts of the people sitting in front of you. That is the kind of an attitude we should have. So first and foremost skill that we must develop is to develop the skill for listening. So let's go into the second one. Straightforward talking. straightforward talking. And again, I come to practical examples. You see, people at times find difficult to talk to face, having eye contact, which means that they feel insecure. They feel insecure. So, if we wish to become effective communicators, and we should be talking straightforward, looking into the eyes of the other person. So, in order to do that, we must have this skill, looking at the eyes of the other persons and speaking and sharing our ideas. See, what does it say? Its conversation is the basis for communication. That we all understand. Conversation. What do we do actually in talking? We share, we talk, we speak. So it's nothing but a conversation. And that is the basis. And then we need to be accessible and friendly in our talking. We need to be accessible and friendly in our talking. Whether we like the concept or not, whether we like the idea or not, we need to have a positive frame of mind wherein we are able to do the best that we could in order to make the audience understand what we communicate. So, in order to do that, we need to know the skill of straightforward talking. You can ask questions. Questions that do not need an answer. And this kind of asking questions, the technique of asking questions, where did we learn? In poetical device, when we learned about poems. See, in the poems, one of the poetic device, literary device is that rhetorical question. So by looking at the audience, asking questions, making them to smile, answer your questions, hypothetical questions, rhetorical questions, all kinds of questions you may pose. And you could have noticed also a few people would be wanting to answer, but then your target is not that. When you look at a person, when we look at people trying to answer your question, which means that you have grasped the mind of those people. You have grasped the mind of those people. So straightforward talking is necessary. And it is not very difficult, my dears. It is not very difficult. Now, how do all these skills can be possessed, or how can they be possessed? It's only by practice. Practicing what? The vocabulary, the grammar items, the new words, and especially communicating in English or communicating English. It's a tremendous knowledge, tremendous talent that we have once we begin to do that. So therefore, why don't we do that? Let's go to the third one. Non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication. This is yet one of the most important skills that every effective communicator must possess, should possess. And I have read books and I have found out many psychologists, many people, many dignitaries, many resourceful persons have said more than 93% of our communication are non-verbal. See, which means that accents speak louder than words. Gestures, see now, the way we look. Look doesn't mean that it is not a verb here, but it is noun. It's a noun. The way we appear, the way we present ourselves in front of the others, when we are about to communicate or deliver or give a message to the audience in front of us. Everything matters. So the first and foremost thing is that how we look. Once we go and stand in front of the audience will understand whether they are students or whether they are learned people or not so learned people. They will have their own observations, they will have their own mental picture of ourselves. So the way we look, and then the way we listen, we may begin to talk non-stopping without knowing or without wanting to hear what the audience are about to say. They may wish to say something and we may not give room for them. Oh, that is not good. That's not good. Listening. And then creates. What does creates here? It's nothing but creativity that we bring in our communication. Create. And then reaction. How do you do? How do we react to the questions posed to us? Asked by the audience, asked by the people. Are we ready to answer them? Then gesture, the way we move our body, the way we present ourselves, the voice, the smile that we have in our face. So everything matters, my dears. See, they speak about feelings. See, all these I mentioned. See, all these are necessary, and all these qualities, all these characteristics in us, they speak feelings more than the words. If we are talking about a serious topic or very sad topic, the words that we use, selective words that we use, and the way we present ourselves at that time will go and affect the hearts of the people. See, non-verbal communication. What else do we need? And then stress management, which is very, very, very important. Stress management. Person who are free in his or in her heart, he or she will be stress free of anything. He or she may not be afraid, she or he may not be worried or frustrated, nothing of that sort. Feel free. How to manage, how to overcome, or how to deal with the stress. Stress management. See, encouraging for work. What does it mean here, encouraging for work? Encouraging for work in the sense, it is nothing but the attitude that we have. See, encourage for work. It can be useful when we are in a mood of depression or stress. It is better that I feel we try to do something, write something, or instead of thinking that particular incident or that particular the thing that we are not very comfortable with, instead of doing that, try to write something, do some sort of work there. Maybe you can deviate our attention. Stress management. Because most of the not so good things happen only when we are stressed, and that leads to anger. See, Jane, see, when you don't have this stress management, it will also lead us to misunderstanding. See, that's what I have mentioned here. And we are able to influence others also. If you are not able to have this stress management, that will lead us to misunderstanding. People may misunderstand us. And that is in line with the next point that I have written here. Both things, both the points or both the skills go together. What is that? Controlling of our emotions. Controlling of our emotions. Of course, this has got some link with this one also. See? Emotions, something to do with the feelings. Expression of feelings must be done in an appropriate manner. For example, when we want to cry for something, there we should not control our tears. Let the tears come. Let us shed the tears. Instead of controlling, no, I am going to control my emotions and I am not going to cry. No. Which means that you are suppressing yourself. You are having a lot of stress within you. No, when you want to do something, just feel, then see. Feelings play an important role in communication, my dears. Feelings. And that has something to do with emotions. That has something to do with emotions. Not always, you need to understand certain places, locations, and the reason for our expression of feelings, emotions. That's what it means, controlling of emotions. We are not actually controlling, so we are actually learning how to use or how to express our emotions certain times, accordingly or appropriately, you may say. You cannot control emotions. You cannot control feelings. Somehow or other it will come out. So the coming out part of it should have the proper ending. That's what I mean. Okay? See? And then if we are not going to express our emotions, if we are not going to have the security with our emotions, if we are going to allow them freely come out of our body or feelings, and it will lend us to frustration, misunderstanding and conflict sometimes. There are a lot of problems. Possibilities are there. So, all these things must be taken into considerations, my dears, when we try to become effective communicators. And don't forget that I am talking about improvement of speaking in English also. That has always its connection, whatever I do here. Because my ultimate way of helping you to understand and listen to these videos are to help you to understand, help you to improve your skills in speaking in English using the correct grammar, correct vocabulary, correct skills, and become effective communicators. So, in no way we are going away from our topic. You understand, my dears? I hope this presentation that I am doing just now before you would be of great help, especially those who are working in big places, managing so many people under you, trying to understand their minds and hearts in order to run an institution effectively. All these things will come into consideration. So listening, straightforward talking, non-verbal communication, stress management, and then controlling of our emotions. Shall we do that? We can. Why not? So learn these techniques learn the skills. Then after completing all these technical point of presentation, I will give examples and I will deliver a speech so that you can easily understand how to make use of all these techniques. And you can notice whether all these points come when a speech is delivered or when a message is given and all that. So I will do that certainly. So continue to watch my channel, my dears. Louis Das from English Easy Louis channel, trying to help you to understand English properly, appropriately, by using appropriate grammar, and use this grammar in our spoken English. Thanks for watching this video. See you. God bless you, my dears. See you in the next video.